Of the matter is, his trial team has won a number of points in this case.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son.
Lil Durk appeared in court on June 3rd, 2026, and the Chicago rapper seemed extremely confident following the latest motions filed in his case. So confident, in fact, that he reportedly told supporters he expects to be home soon.
I want to say shout out to my fans, but I don't like calling my fans, I like calling them family. So shout out to my family, supporting me, being there for me. I'm reading y'all letters. If y'all don't think I'm getting them, I'm getting them. I responded to a few, I don't know if they got out. But I appreciate y'all for being on Team Schmirk, 1,000%. My mental good. Y'all ain't got to worry about me. I'll be home soon. Let's get it. Free the voice so you can free the world.
The hearing brought positive developments, with several charges now being dropped against him. Durk even reached out to his OTF brothers from jail to share the update and hint at a possible release date. A statement read, "Lil Durk is in good spirits as he called the OTF crew from jail after his lawyer recently said he feels confident about their chances at trial."
I got your speaker, I got Ike right here, I got Chucky right here, I got Mando right here. Who you gonna be get first? Who you gonna be beat that? Hey, what you on, big boy? And alive every day. Simple.
Well, we asked about, y'all be asking about you. I'll be on you.
You know that.
What you got going?
I'm working on EP. I'm feeling good as feeling good. I just rock it on live. Like literally, you gonna see that when you live.
The update quickly caught the attention of other rappers in the industry, including Young Thug, who reacted by posting free smirk along with prayer emojis. The optimism surrounding Durk's potential release stems largely from a possible trial delay. One legal insider wrote, "The Lil Durk case has shifted dramatically. Prosecutors have dropped several charges, which will likely delay the trial and open the door for potential house arrests." However, despite removing charges, the state is reportedly preparing to file new ones in their place, which could further push the trial back. Well-known attorney M.O., recognized for handling high-profile federal cases, explained that prosecutors withdrew a significant amount of evidence they initially planned to use against Durk. According to him, it now appears the feds may have overcorrected and are scrambling to figure out their next move.
Of the matter is, his trial team has won a number of points in this case. Some of the evidence that they wanted to use has actually been withdrawn so that the judge didn't have to exclude it. When they bought this case, they said the conspiracy started in August 2022. That's when Durk arranged to get these rentals, these flights. That's when he made arrangements for the bounty. Then they switched that and they said, actually, the conspiracy started back when November 2020. And here's the big one. When they charged Durk, they said in the indictment about the bounty that at the direction of defendant Durk Banks, defendant Wilson, that's OTF Didi, would pay the bounty or monetary reward to the
But this is where things take a turn, and why some believe Lil Durk may actually have the upper hand. Federal prosecutors recently added a fallback charge to the case, something often referred to as a Hail Mary. This type of charge is typically introduced when the government anticipates a difficult trial and wants one final safeguard. In other words, it serves as an insurance play, an added attempt to secure conviction if the primary case begins to fall apart.
Also added a fallback charge. So when they bought the case, the original indictment, there was no stalking charge. In the second superseding indictment against Durk, they added a stalking charge. And the stalking charge is important because it doesn't require any contract. No quid pro quo, no bounty, no payment theory. You can add that charge and simply prove that, hey, he was telling people to go do this. He didn't necessarily pay them to go do but he was telling them to go follow that guy. He was telling them to go stalk that guy. And a jury can look at it and say, a lot like in the Diddy case, that, hey, not exactly sure here. Very, 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 very suspicious individual over here. I'm going to go ahead and hit him with the lesser charge. And so, when the government puts in that fallback charge later in the case, that tells you that they're not 100% sure.
That momentum led attorney Bradford Cohen to post, "Never underestimate Brian Steele. I actually like Durk's chances at trial. This isn't a slam dunk case. It's very defendable." DJ Vlad also reacted, writing, "Lil Durk has a real shot at beating this case. Remember this tweet." Their confidence followed a major move by Durk's legal team, who presented a house arrest proposal so detailed that many believe a judge would struggle to deny it. According to the update, at the conclusion of today's hearing, Durk's attorney submitted paperwork outlining a house arrest agreement. The proposal even includes Durk offering to cover the salary of a full-time officer to monitor him inside his home. So confident in the outcome, Durk reportedly had a jail call recorded to make it clear to the public that he isn't seeking protective custody because he believes he's coming home.
The PC. Hey.
I thought they thought a computer, you
Hey, I respect your mom forever. The PC.
But this is where things took an unexpected turn. The very next morning, Lil Durk's team posted a message to his Instagram story that read, "Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who's really with you." The message hinted at disappointment, as none of the industry friends he once stood beside publicly congratulated him on the positive updates. Despite the jail call circulating online and generating buzz around his name, the response from fellow rappers was noticeably silent. That silence led DJ academics to claim that many in the rap world had quietly distanced themselves from Durk.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rappers try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what, I think Durk right now is thinking that, man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for Durk. When King Slime got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him! Free him! Free him! Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free free Slime. Durk got locked up. They might give that half a bar. Free Smirk. And they moved the. I'll give credit. I have heard some of these guys have sent lawyers. Good for that. But Smirk is in there, man, realizing the world don't stop spinning.
It began to feel like Lil Durk had reached a breaking point and was ready to separate himself from much of the industry. Reports surfaced that he shared a heartfelt message from behind bars, expressing that he no longer wants to be used as a pawn in culture and instead hopes to inspire change. Durk reportedly says it's been weighing on his heart to guide the next generation, emphasizing that kids are always watching and need better role models. He stated, "It's been sitting on my heart lately to save this generation. To save these kids, we gotta be their heroes." But shortly after that message was posted, the situation shifted dramatically. Investigators allegedly took issue with Durk's jail calls and social media statements, believing they shouldn't be shared publicly. As a result, Lil Durk was placed back in solitary confinement.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Soon after, more details emerged about why Durk was returned to isolation. Prosecutors appear determined to pursue the harshest possible sentence, including life in prison. New murder-for-hire charges were reportedly added, escalating the seriousness of the case. According to reports, Lil Durk has been indicted on an additional murder-for-hire charge connected to the death of Stephen Mack. Authorities believe Mack was targeted in retaliation for the death of Durk's brother, D-Tang. Court documents state, the government has informed defense counsel that it is considering filing supplemental charges by June 3rd, 2026. These charges will include 2 additional alleged incidents, including the death of Stephen Mack. The development quickly drew reactions from public figures, including Charleston White.
So ain't nobody laughing at Durk. Now it ain't funny. Now your favorite rapper go to jail and look like he got a no bond like me. That boy got a federal no bond. You know you had put that hit out on that boy, so you've been trying to avoid karma. They say karma is real. I say it ain't real. I say you reap what you sow. They say that's...
The case intensified after claims surfaced that the individual responsible for Stephen Mack's death was deceived by a federal informant while behind bars. According to DJ Academics, one of Lil Durk's alleged associates confessed to a fellow inmate who was reportedly working undercover that Durk had paid him to carry out the act in retaliation for Dang's death. If accurate, that alleged confession could play a significant role in the prosecution's strategy moving forward.
He gets locked up in a cell, and they give him a cellmate. He tells his cellmate who he murdered, how he murdered him, the homie he did the murder with, and who was supposed to pay him for the murder. Thank you. Come again. Perfect. Got him. So he confessed, essentially. He's talking to a cellmate. Listen to how he's talking to his cellmate, chat. Yeah, I had the standard, folk. With a 60 round in that on mic. I let 3 out when he first came out. Marley said, yo, wait till he get to the car. I say, yo, tweaking, boy. By the time he get to the car, that's enough time for him to get his pipe. Yo, so now the cellmate, who's a confidential source, is saying,
Court documents further state, a newly unsealed filing in the U.S. District Court in Chicago alleges that Durk Banks was responsible for the January 27, 2022 killing of Stephen Mack, who was targeted shortly after leaving a youth center in Roseland on West 111th Street. According to the FBI, Mack was identified as a leader of the Smashville faction of the Gangster Disciples at the time of his death, after reports surfaced that one of Durk's alleged associates confessed to a cellmate who turned out to be a federal informant. Investigators began reviewing Durk's actions on the day Mack was killed. What they found could have major consequences. Prosecutors point out that roughly 30 minutes after Mack's death, Durk posted a tribute to D-Tang on his Instagram story. About an hour later, he uploaded another video appearing to laugh. Authorities may attempt to use that timeline as circumstantial evidence in court.
What is it? Slap Khan. Well, look on that, yeah. Well, shout out, man. Okay. You gotta know your Jews, like.
Some believe Lil Durk indirectly hinted at involvement, while others in the industry reacted by accusing a known federal informant of cooperating. One post read, "Let's be real, we all know it was Jam telling on Durk, trying to save himself." That accusation quickly caught Jam's attention. He fired back on Instagram, writing, "You one of them rappers I'd slap. There's a million guys out west who know I'm not to be played with. Stick to rapping. You're good at wordplay. Don't use my name for clout. That's not smart." His heated response only intensified speculation, especially as allegations surfaced claiming he had provided information in the case.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
Prosecutors then revealed the alleged payments tied to each murder-for-hire charge. To secure a conviction, they must prove that Durk financed crimes. In the case involving Quando Rondo, authorities claim a $1 million bounty was offered. Their reasoning traces back to a 2022 photo where Durk posted a selfie beside $1 million in cash on his bathroom counter. To most fans, it appeared to be a typical rap flex, but investigators believe it served a different purpose. According to court filings, prosecutors allege that Durk placed a $1 million bounty on Quando and used trusted associates to recruit individuals willing to travel to Southern California. They argue the cash photo acted as confirmation that the money was ready for whoever accepted the job. The filing adds, consistent with defendant Banks' promise to compensate co-conspirators, defendant Wilson recruited individuals by offering the $1 million payment on Banks' behalf in exchange for traveling to Los Angeles to carry out the offense. However, the alleged payment connected to Stephen Mack was significantly lower. Reports state that in the murder-for-hire case tied to Mack, an individual known as AJ allegedly told an undercover agent that Durk placed a $70,000 bounty on Mack, later attempting to raise it to $90,000. AJ reportedly met with Durk during a podcast taping on February 17, 2022. After these details became public, observers noticed something unusual. Lil Tim and Quando Rondo both released interviews on the same day, each delivering strikingly similar messages, with Quando stating he wished everything had been handled